name's Daniel G. Wilson, and this is DGAW Spotlight. Today on Spotlight, I'll be talking to Downturns.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, guys. How are you?
Good.
Fantastic.
Excellent.
How are
Excellent.
you?
I'm super.
Was that a good show?
Super. It was an excellent show.
What was the best part about that show?
The best part about that show, I have to say the power outages.
Oh,
Yeah.
After that, it brought so much energy, like even more energy. I love that.
It led to it added a nice air of spontaneity to it. Now, I first wanted to get into the questions by asking this religion. I've noticed in a lot of your lyrics on the releases that you've had so far. I know you guys are releasing your EP online tomorrow, but well, I've heard so far. Lyrically, I've felt a lot of say influence from say religion, particularly like Exodus or Much Superior. I have to ask you, what is it about like say biblical stories that inspires you? Kind of for writing.
It's not so much like biblical stories as much as it is like I grew up in a Pentecostal church.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's Pentecostal, it's evangelicals, and I had like a lot of really poor experiences in the church and stuff, and I think like with the story of Exodus, like it's not so much, I'm not writing a story about Moses, like it's just what it is. It's supposed to be a story about spending like eternity in Exodus with somebody that you despise.
Oh.
Right? Yeah. So it's like and that's just like how I feel about the church. So like it's just kind of like trying to reflect on like my childhood growing up in the church, right? And like that's how I feel. I wouldn't want to be like stuck in eternity in this kind of like story or yeah.
Very cool. It comes off in the music.
Thanks.
Now, my question is now about your sound. You guys, I started to describe your sound exactly. Forgive the fact that I have to go into, say, other older bands to kind of have a reference point. I know that you guys tend to have a lot of influence from, would you say you guys are influenced any at all by, say, classic dance punk, post-punk? I noticed even in your vocal styles, it's a very haunting kind of, in-your-face style vocal. I like it. It matches the music well, but it's always very danceable. Explain how you guys have crafted such a complex sound yet danceable.
Absolutely, we are, and we wouldn't take offense to that. I mean, the older band comparison, it's not something we're trying to do, but it's just like, it's what I like personally. And I think these guys too.
I listen to a lot of music that's like that, and I've been getting a lot of music from the 80s too. But I listen to everything, but we all, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it suits the sound, like, very well, like, just describing it. But we're working on other things too, right? We're trying to do everything right.
We want to do something old, though. We want to do something new.
Yeah.
I think the dance elements come from like when we first started, like we were like really influenced by Talking Heads and how they use a lot of like really dancey elements and Afrobeat and like, but it's kind of weird because like each member obviously has like their own influence, and I think like a lot of our influences are like really far off the spectrum, and like they all come together, so it's not planned to be this way, it's just what it's coming across as.
I think that's a better one.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic.
Well, I have to say, all the elements mix well. I have to say.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can't wait to listen to your EP, your album when I get home. Now, Alice Winters. The singer Alice Winters.
Yeah.
She's great.
You guys have some history with her.
Yeah, she's a friend of mine.
We met at a show in North Branton, and she went on. Was she just before us?
Yeah,
just
Yeah,
before.
she was just before us, and she was just playing. It was a fun show, except for the technological limitations, where it was a really shitty PA system that we had to deal with, and it was distorted and fuzzing out all over the place. But it ended up spawning a couple relationships. She became friends with James, and I was helping her work on her music as much as she was willing to help her.
She's a very talented girl, very smart girl. it was great when she was like down in this area. I think now she's living in North Bay, but when she was down here, like I think she added quite a bit. It was sad that she left.
She's an event planner there now. If you're like around there,
Yeah.
you should go and check out her gallery.
Awesome. Remixes. You guys are into remixes. In fact, you guys wanted one of your songs to be remixed.
Oh, yeah.
Explain that.
I don't know. I just felt like it's nice. I don't know. I don't really listen to remixes. Not really. I don't think anyone here listens to remixes. I just wanted to see. That was my idea. I was just like, oh, let's remix the song. So I was like, Cody, send the stems out so we can get people to remix it. But one person remixed it, but it sounded like they didn't do anything different to it. Like I was hoping for like something completely different, but I don't know. We're not there yet for people to be like, yeah, we'll mess with their stuff, like, and then do something completely different.
I got one or two that were kind of cool, but I didn't end up bringing up to you guys just because you sent it to me. I'm like, oh, that's fine, but we were at this, trying to write more songs. So, especially Mother Superior, which was the song we did it with, lends itself to that situation because it is a very straightforward, pulsing, four-on-the-floor dance beat, and it could be fun to hear like I'm not huge into remixing in pop music, but hear like a David Guetta version or something like that.
I think that would work.
Real big with lots of the the cliche kind of dancing element things, because I think it would make a cool mix.
Well, I'll make a chopped and screwed version.
Do it. Please.
Follow me on
Send it to
SoundCloud.
us.
I will.
Do that up.
Share it on our page. Get everybody to like it. It'd be fun.
What you got here?
Now,
What's in your bag?
next
What's in
question
the
for you
bag? I
guys
wanna
is
know.
fruit. This is for me.
Oh, you're the guy with the
You're the
apples.
apple guy.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I understand a lot more now.
Fruit.
Yeah. For rotting vegetables. Oh! Okay.
It's a Dead Kennedys
Dead
album.
Kennedys album. That's the Dead Kennedys album.
Nice.
That's the best one. Come on.
Well, I like,
Let's not get into that.
My next question for you guys is turn down for what and your name.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
Oh!
So, why not?
Coincidental. It kind of happened at the same time. We came up with the title. We were trying to come up with a band name, and that's one that just kept popping up. We never really had one that's like, oh yeah, that's our band name. But we had one that, came up once, came up again, came up a third time, and eventually we realized, like, it's different. And then, unfortunately, that song caught on, and some of our fans
Started saying that.
started co-opting the saying. So, what
singing it
happens
right now.
happens.
I was working at a meat factory, like making hamburgers, and I obviously didn't want to do that anymore. So I quit my job and I had to close most of my savings accounts. And up on the board, it was talking about risks of
And economic downturn.
economical downturns, and I don't know, just thought it was great. And I just brought the idea, and it just stuck. Like Cody was saying, it's it wasn't loved by anybody. It just it was like that. And when we looked at the other names, it's oh, these are just terrible fucking names.
We had to go with something because we played one show, just three of us without Alex, months before we.
Fucking year.
It was a year.
It was like a full
Yeah,
year.
it was a
Before
year.
we got back together, we just played one show, and then we didn't have a name, and then we didn't really have any motivation. So we were like, we should get a name because it kind of helps stick.
We played that show under the title Osmond Dias,
Oh yeah.
and we found out that because we took it from
like a Swedish music.
Well, yeah, we took it from the Watchmen comic by Alan Moore.
Yeah, that comic's awesome.
But,
Yeah.
but we found out some Swedish composer who hadn't made music in fucking 15 years was using it, and he probably wasn't willing to give it up. He had to come up with something else.
Yeah.
That's a-
Downturn for what?
That's a cool story.
What?
Alright, now, my next question for you guys is this. What was your first time playing Kitchener like?
Oh,
Which
yeah.
was
Oh, yeah, pose.
Yeah, that was alright. It's a sweet venue, but
The fans weren't psyched to see us.
Right when we started, everyone left.
Yeah, they were there to see their friends. And I had a pedal meltdown that night as well as I did tonight. Yeah.
It was like a lot of kids, like a lot of
I think it
like,
was like high school kids. But
yeah.
that's good though. High school kids should be out to like every show, right? That's like the people you gotta like tap into, right? But
We were at the Outpost in Kitchener.
it's a great venue.
Remember
They have a
yeah,
Kickstarter.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Indiegogo or
okay.
Kickstarter campaign right now because they're trying to like make it a full-time arts venue.
Hmm.
But so if you are into donating on Kickstarter or Indiegogo,
It was a
It was
great
a great
idea.
venue.
It didn't pan out only because I guess I don't know that maybe they thought we were these older kids that we'd never seen before or we don't know a fucking thing about their music. So
Yeah.
we made some good friends
like
playing that show. There was,
Emphasize kids though. There
The
was a
reggae
lot of
scenes.
younger people than us, and
which is good.
yeah.
There's a lot of
it was
people,
good.
I wish
but,
I
like,
played in
I
bands
don't
when
think
I
it
was
was
14.
what
We just
like
played
what they were
bass.
expecting, but like yeah.
there's a lot of people that found like my performance like really funny. Like there's like girls and guys that are like this as like performing, and I'm trying not to do it because I was so self-conscious.
But the second time I played
Teenagers
Kitchener
are
was
cruel.
spectacular.
The second time we played
That
was
a
great.
good show.
Yeah, they have Molly Blooms.
No, it wasn't Molly Blue.
No,
No,
what was it?
I can't remember. It was
Was
a
the band
it was
called
another
the
Irish
Ragged
pub.
Yeah, the Reggae Suits.
The
I don't know what
Ragged
they're doing
Suits.
now. I looked them up, but I couldn't find anything.
I haven't heard from
Very good.
Phil in quite some time yet. No,
It was Molly Blooms. It was Molly Blooms.
No, dude, it wasn't. It was a local chain from.
I was legit gonna call Molly Blooms like last week and be like, yo, give us a show.
It wasn't. It wasn't Molly Blooms. I can tell you that. Molly Blooms is where I drank in London. This place was. It was of a similar vein. It was like an Irish venue.
It was
But
big too.
It wasn't Molly Blooms.
There's a Macintosh album, right? Is that a Macintosh?
I don't
I'm
know.
not sure, actually. I think it is.
I believe that's the case.
It's
Yes.
just like you just give it apples the interviews.
Other types of fruit. The happiest now is zucchini.
No, I'm not complaining. Like I love apples.
Here, give me a bit of that. I
Yeah,
want
it's
some
a
apple.
bit. It's got a bit. It's got a crunch and a sour bit.
Is it a team thing?
No, it's for all of you guys.
I haven't eaten in like, I don't know, a couple hours or so.
Now,
Been too long.
these are my last two questions for you guys. Jesse Alarcon.
Yeah.
Great guy. Super helpful. Incredibly energetic.
He's done a lot for music in Brampton and Mississauga.
Which is
He's
in
done a lot-
dire need, mind you,
Yeah.
if someone
He's done
do
a
something
lot for us.
people
He's done a
like
lot for other artists out there too. And
Jesse needs help with what he's doing because he can't do it alone because what he's doing is trying to get a community. And it's hard when, you know, the big city of Toronto is just down the street, but it's actually highly, highly inconvenient to get to Toronto and play a gig and then come back to Brampton. So what Jesse's trying to do, and he's a fabulous musician in his own right. But trying to do what he's doing in Peel is definitely tough. I mean, the scene's a little bigger in Mississauga. We got some cool venues down here, but
And better bands.
and better bands.
Yeah.
Being
Fucking
in,
guy should just move
being
to Toronto.
in, being in Brampton, it's slim pickings.
Yeah.
It's a little tough.
I was at Jesse's
What in
last
the
week.
wide,
Not to
wide
denigrate
world of
any
sports
bands
is
from
going on
Brampton.
up there.
He made some terrible ramen noodles. they were if you watch this, Jesse, they're trash. But whatever.
What was it? The water wasn't hot enough, or something?
He mixed two kinds together and it just didn't work, man.
It's experiments. Sometimes they pay off.
I love them.
Sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
Well, he has better orange juice. Now, my last question for you guys is what can we expect next from Downturns? I know you guys are having
Polka.
Moving forward, we're looking to become more abrasive, heavier, I think. You know, robust. We're becoming more robust.
Yeah,
This is the best way to
we're
say
trying to get more. I mean, it took us.
We're coming into our own.
It took us a year and a half to get this EP out, and we're hoping we can just move on to the next thing and get that out in less than that time, and get the thing out after that from less than that time. We're trying to get bigger and more organized. Right now, we're still, you know, jamming in somebody's parents' house. So we're trying to get on from that point, you know, trying to, because we gotta, as we move forward as a band, we also gotta move forward as people. So unfortunately, you know, we're either in school or working a fucking full-time job, and I certainly do swear a lot, don't I? I can't.
On these interviews.
That's
I
fine.
didn't
But, yeah.
notice. I'm just used
We
to
wanna-
it or something.
we want to progress,
Yeah.
right? We don't want to stay stagnant in sound. Just because something's worked for these 5 songs doesn't mean that we have to do the exact same thing in the next 5 songs. Like if the new thing we do sounds different, then like we've probably accomplished something that we wanted to do, right? And yeah,
Having
that's all.
something, yeah, sorry, John. Having something successful is great, but getting comfortable with what you're doing. I mean, I love AC/DC, but there's a certain similarity to most of the stuff they do. I'd rather change from release to release, try and integrate different elements.
No, we're fucking just like AC.
Yeah, I love AC/DC.
As much as I despise synths, I do think they will have a more prevalent role in the for.
You hate synth.
I absolutely hate it.
Cody's gonna drop his guitar. He's gonna have synths on the fucking.
You have a
guitar.
pedal that makes your guitar sound like a synth.
That's as close. Yeah, that was a fucking.
We're not gonna get
That was
synths.
me bowing to you guys. I'm like, these guys all fucking love.
Bow down.
Every time you say synth, Cody's like,
I'm like, you just.
We're gonna take the best
Fuck
stuff
the
that we
80s,
have
fuck the 80s.
I sound like Slave
and
Synth.
build on it, and then like I don't know, just continue to work, and then until we fight a lot, and then work more, and then beat each other up a bit more, and then that's I don't know.
I don't
and
think that sounded like enough conflict. I think we need a little.
we
bit
need more conflict, and then I don't know, but it creates good stuff, you know.
It's like Downturns poor at dealing with conflict.
Yeah.
But we just give me the fucking
We're gonna
finger.
expand on our sound, and
yeah, that's what we'll be working on, conflict resolution.
conflict resolution,
Yeah.
Downturns. It's a seminar.
But also
The
secondary.
Downturn seminar. It's like that's what we should start calling it.
Secondary to conflict resolution is
I'm getting as
conflict
much as I can of
creativity.
this apple.
Just eat the entire thing. That's what I do.
That's it.
You're just
It's only-
starving.
it's
Do you have
only
any more
completely
apples?
Unfortunately, no, that's the last
Oh,
one.
dear God. Why you be throwing around apples? You could just save them for us.
Are you a musician?
Yes,
What do you play?
guitar, bass. I can play reggae. I can play reggae keyboard, and I program drums.
Nice. You don't have a band?
And the works.
Keep us updated.
I've always wanted to play bass in a reggae band. If you get someone together, I'll fucking leave these guys.
I can't do that one beat. That
Seriously.
you know that
The one
that-
drop?
that beat.
You can't do a rocker's beat. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't listen to.
You said like I can do a rocker's beat. You just gotta figure. You gotta just like stop thinking in a rock mindset.
Oh, the reggae rockers. Oh, one drop is different. Rockers. All rockers is just syncopation, just feel. So like it's not as exact as one drop or steppers. All you really need to do is like just feel it
I don't
out.
know what any of this stuff is.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to play drums. So
Gotta start doing drum lessons and shit.
I don't do drums.
We're
for that.
Caucasians. We don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
we white as fuck.
Yeah, Cody is. That's it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
All right, guys.
Thank you for talking to
Oh,
us.
it's been a wonderful interview.
Yeah. So
Thank you, guys. I
Thank
can't
you.
wait to see what you guys do next.
Cheers. I can't wait to
you
see
very
what
much.
you do next.
Yes.
As
Well,
well.
thank you.
Bring more apples next time.
Oh, I will.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you.
Apple
Okay.
pie, come on.
Bye.